Hi, I'm Austin Stadler, and this is my global experience. Northeastern was my #1 choice since I visited the school in August of 2013. When I opened my decision letter and found out I was accepted, I immediately ran to tell my parents the great news. I later noticed that I was accepted into the NUin program and would be studying abroad for my first semester. Being sent abroad for the first semester of my college career wasn't something I pictured, but it was my #1 school, so I kept an open mind. A few months later, at Accepted Students Day, I made up my mind that NUin was where I wanted to go. So I committed to London and told myself now there's no going back. It was hard to say goodbye to all my friends for 4 months. Once I made my round of goodbyes, I hopped in the car with my family and drove to the airport. Once there, I began to feel really nervous. I didn't know anybody in this program, and we all just smiled at each other awkwardly, just because we noticed the matching break out of the ordinary t-shirts. When I made my way through security and waved goodbye to my family, I felt alone, not knowing what was ahead of me. 6 hours later, we all landed in London, a place I would eventually consider my home away from home. As the weeks began to go by, I settled in with a very great group of friends and had a positive attitude towards my classes. I began to feel immersed in the society and felt like almost a local, at least in our little borough of Kensington. With all this said, the English were not what I was expecting. When I thought of London, I thought of a nice laid-back city, especially in the royal borough of Kensington. But I learned quickly that it was a lot more like New York than I thought. British Life and Cultures class took us on field trips all around London to places I probably would have never gone to. Global experience helped me broaden my mind into not classifying certain things about people or places, which helped me become more open-minded as a person. My service learning was served at the Arbor Youth Center, which is a center that is in a rebuilding process. When we got here, we began maintenance on the building by cleaning up and painting. When everything was finished, we began getting the word out about the youth center's reopening. Our facilities weren't government funded, which meant we didn't have a lot of fancy rooms for the kids. However, we had a ping pong table, computer, PlayStation, and we played football all the time with the kids. The kids were amazing, and it showed me you can't judge a book by its cover. I've become quite a traveler since I got here. I visited Paris, Geneva, Barcelona, Rome, Budapest, Edinburgh, and Stockholm. My favorite trip was probably to Rome, because although I'm not Italian, I've studied Italian for 7 years, and I always wanted to experience their culture. All this travel has given me a new perspective on the world. I used to think about only my little area on Long Island, and nowhere else. Now that I've been all over the globe, I've gained a want to explore and uncover things I would have never uncovered before. These global experiences allowed me to get out of the ordinary, boring schedule of my everyday life and learn to just drift freely whenever possible. When you stray off the beaten path, you never know what you might find. As the semester wraps up, I begin to think about how life is going to be at home. The way that they drive on the right side of the road, and the fact that I can't go to the pub and have a pint with my buddies. But the one thing I won't miss is their bloody accents. I'm very excited to finally see my friends and family. As I look back, I feel as though I took full advantage of this unique experience. As I prepare to venture back home, I realize that just because I am back in the States doesn't mean I should lose my newly found explorative personality. When the opportunity presents itself, I hope to go wherever the wind takes me. You never know what you might discover.
I used to roll the dice, feel the fear in my enemy's eyes, listen as the crowd would sing.
Thank you, NUin London, for all of these amazing experiences. See you all in Boston.